Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. So at reset today we got Mehira and Nazrik added to the VN server, and there have been changes to their kit which we're going to be talking about. However, also very importantly, Valka has been nerfed since her Supreme Plus skill upgrade on the Pioneer server. Unfortunately, it has been reduced from 0.6% scaling with each point of attack speed and haste to 0.4%. And this was probably due to the fact that on Pioneer server, Valka was seeing quite a lot of usage in top Dream Realm meta teams for multiple Dream Realm bosses on Pioneer server. When I first heard about these Valka nerfs, I was disappointed. I was really hyped up about her from the Pioneer server testing and even the video I made yesterday, and I was really excited to have her dominate in Dream Realm. I even upgraded her to plus 20 exclusive equipment. I still think she's probably going to be somewhat meta for Dream Realm even after this nerf. I'm hoping that there's still going to be enough of a damage boost that she still will see, like, you know, top usage in top Dream Realm teams, and I feel like it will be quite possible, especially also because the Blightstream Dream Realm boss that we have, you have very little energy to work with, but Valka only needs 100 energy to cast her ultimate, so she's actually able to cast her ultimate almost freely throughout the whole match, dealing high damage. We saw yesterday she was even out damaging Baelran and Aliceth, and now with a kind of like a down tuning of her damage, she's still probably going to get close to their damage output or maybe match them. So I still think this is not like for example, the coffin for Valka. This is just like a balancing for Valka. But of course, it would have just been nicer if she was just completely dominating with her 0.6% scaling. But hopefully this is still not going to be enough to actually break her, and she will still see meta usage in Dream Realm. I still think she's a priority for you to be getting the Supreme Plus, but maybe not as much as before. And then also plus 10 exclusive equipment is where you want to get her to. Okay, so that is basically Valka. Now we're going to talk about the other heroes. So Nazrik has been buffed, and this is really interesting. And the top team for Dream Realm today, King Croker in the VN server, is using Nazrik. Currently found out. I'm going to show you a screenshot on the screen. Basically, is giving the players around a 30 billion damage boost by running Nazrik rather than a hero like Pheromore. And that's really interesting because basically Nazrik will not replace Shamira. That is a really important point. Nazrik is there to boost Shamira's damage further. That's the main rule of Nazrik, and then also deal some damage of his own. But he's like that sub DPS supportive damage booster for your team. Now the buff that he has received is really nice. Now his plus 10 exclusive equipment pack tactics, when the prey has 15 Ren stacks, which will be stacked quickly. If you watch our skill breakdown of Nazrik, you're gonna know 15 Ren stacks is no problem for Nazrik. It's just gonna take a few seconds for him. Then the target is gonna take 12% bonus damage. Before it was 10% damage boost, now it's 12% damage boost. Now when we compare it to hero like Rainier has 25% damage boost, right? Which obviously is substantially more than 12%, but 12% still is a buff compared to 10% which Nazrik had before. And then also this level 4 plus 20 or plus 15 exclusive equipment has been buffed up to 32. Before it was 28, now it's 32. This is going to reduce the opponent's crit resist by 32, which basically effectively means you have a 30% higher chance of landing a critical hit, and it's just to power up Shamira's damage and have her crit more. And then of course Nazrik will also be outputting some brig damage as well. So overall, I'm really happy with Nazrik. Even before this mini buff, I thought he was going to be probably a hero to take to Mythic Plus for most people. I can't say he's a must pull yet. We'll have to see exactly the meta. But after this buff, it's just even more likely that he's going to be a priority to be building on your account. But we'll have to see. Of course, I'm not saying he's must pull yet. However, I think he would be pretty nice. And if you have the resources, like if you have like 200,000 diamonds saved up, I think it's probably a no-brainer to take him to Mythic Plus, or maybe even all the way to Supreme Plus. Plus 10 exclusive equipment is big, and if you're a whale or you have abundant resources, you can plus 20 him as well. So Nazrik, I'm overall happy with that. And now we have Mehira. Mehira has come to the VN server. She has not received a change to any of her skills except for her exclusive skill, which is just her survival. So she's gonna have her survival buff, which will basically mean that she will trigger her invincibility and blocking fatal damage when the enemies take you below 20% health, and she's gonna recover 20% health. Previously, this was 10%. This was like 10% was the threshold that if the hero, if she dropped below 10%, She would block that damage, and then she would also become untargetable and recover 10% health. Now it's 20%, so overall it is better. It's going to improve her survival. But the problem about Mehira is that even if she has great survival, how much utility is she actually providing to your team while she is alive? Like, what is she actually doing? And for PvP, I mean, yes, the charm at the beginning of the match is interesting, but there's so many unaffected allies. Like, I'm just realizing more and more unaffected allies, like Ravion. He's unaffected at the beginning of the match. He provides his objectives to the two rearmost allies, and then they both become unaffected. Divine Favor Artifact also makes two rearmost allies unaffected. Like, there's a lot of form of Siren is unaffected. So, like, I mean, and then also on top of all of this is only a 2.5 second duration, which is very short. And unless your whole team is going to die in that 2.5 seconds, your team is probably just going to bounce back. You're going to have all your cooldowns ready to go. You just basically delayed 2.5 seconds compared to the opponent. So this is the issue about Mehira, and we've already talked about it for AFK stages. The problem is long-term crowd control in her kit is not even as high as a hero like Lucy. And Lucy is like the most basic A-level dimensional hero from the collab. Everyone got it a Mythic Plus for free. And Lucy has more long-term crowd control compared to Mehira. And like, if you want that immediate crowd control, you can do Iron. Now, of course, there are going to be some intricacies in AFK stages where maybe there's an enemy Lily May or something, and Mehira obviously having a non-ultimate based crowd control could have some utility. But honestly, all things like considered, she's just not going to be very needed. Saida is the queen of AFK stages, and like Mehira is not just even needed there. So that's basically going to be the recap of the three heroes which have been modified coming to VN server. Now, of course, there is still potential. I'm not going to get your hopes up, but there's always a chance that between VN and global server, based on testing, based on feedback, there could be some future changes by the time we get on global release. That has happened with the twins. The twins got a buff compared to between the time of VN and global server, but generally, once the hero is on VN server, it's pretty much set in stone that will be exactly what will come to global as well. But it has happened before in the past. So there's always that chance. I don't know. I feel so like Valka. This was her time to shine, and she was so dominating. And now immediately they put the nerf onto her. But at least they don't like. I mean, at least she still has a big damage amplification, even though it has been nerfed substantially compared to the Pioneer server. I'm still hopeful that she's still going to be somewhat meta for Dream Run. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts about these heroes in the comment section down below. What are you excited for when they come onto the global server, and what are your plans with them? But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you're not already a member of my AFK Journey Discord server, please join that. There's a link to that in the description of this video. Also, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Firelight store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus Dragon Crystals on your purchase. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.